How banged up is that Chiefs defense? How big of a concern is it, especially with the Browns' running attack?
Yeah, it's the linebacking core that's really taken it hardest, I think. Willie Gay, a young linebacker with a high ankle sprain, sounds like he's going to be a game time decision. Um, it's the interior defensive line, I think, that could be the key for the Chiefs. Chris Jones has got to play like a guy that they paid $80 million to. And in the last couple games, he started to flash again. He was a big reason why the Chiefs went to the Super Bowl and won it last year. Frank Clark, last year during the postseason, kind of made his presence felt. He's been pretty quiet this year, too. I think those two guys, especially against this running game, are really going to have to show up for the Chiefs. If they don't, it could be a long day because the linebacking core has been banged up a little bit. I think it's on that Chiefs defensive line and Frank Clark to play a game on Sunday.
How thin is the linebacking core if Gay can't go? I mean, do you end up having to go somewhere where you put a safety in the box, or do you?
Yeah. Yeah, good point. Daniel Sorensen has played kind of that role for the Chiefs. He will be a guy that will come up and be in the box and a guy that they send back in coverage. That is maybe a concern for the Chiefs on how they match up, especially with Chubb and Hunt. When they get it rolling, they are tough. And then when Baker starts playing that play action, I think he is really effective. I was really impressed with him against Pittsburgh. That was beautifully done. I mean, that was I think the way that you probably want to draw up that offense is get that running game going and then start pulling out with the play action. It was pretty impressive.
What when the Chiefs have struggled defensively, what's been the big thing that opponents have been able to expose or have had success doing?
Yeah, sometimes the Chiefs have had spurts where they did not tackle well. Teams break tackles against them and get longer gains. It always amazes us that the teams seem to give up on the run too soon against the Chiefs. They will have a good, effective running game, and then maybe if they fall behind a touchdown or 10 points or so, they start abandoning the run and start throwing the ball. I think we saw that with Tennessee last year, even with Henry running the ball pretty well. And I think it's a Patrick Mahomes effect. I think teams feel like, gee, if we don't score 28, 30 points, we're not going to be in this game, and we're not going to be able to do it running the football. So it's interesting to watch teams kind of get away from the run when they've had some effective running games against the Chiefs, especially this year, and start trying to throw it and try to get points in bunches. And it seems like that plays right into the Chiefs' hands. So it'll be interesting to see. I don't imagine that Cleveland's going to do that. I would be really surprised if they get away from their running game, if it's effective. And that, to me, is one of the points that they could take advantage of this Chiefs defense.